best built investment portfolio accompanied by poor habits will achieve superior results with great difficulty. And what I'm saying is that if you want profitable results, you're going to have to cultivate the right habits. And that's the purpose of this video series titled Habits of the Investing Greats. I'm going to highlight one habit in each episode, link that to one investing great, and then tell you what you should do about it. I'm Ron DeLegge with ETFguide. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button below, and then also post some comments below. Let us know what you think. So today's habit is that of being calculated. So the investing greats are highly calculated. That means before they make an important decision, they count the cost. They weigh the pros and the cons of whatever choice that they're about to make. And while making the right choice is never guaranteed, the investing greats make choices with a high probability of a positive outcome. They count the cost. And I don't think there's anybody who better personifies calculated cost than, and there's many investing greats, but the one that comes to my mind is none other than investing great Sir John Templeton. And Sir John Templeton set an example of what it means to be calculated. Now, he established at a very early stage of his life a family goal of avoiding consumer debt. He saved 50% of his household income. I mean, how crazy is that? He also did it during a period that was very difficult in terms of economic times, during the Great Depression and just after that. And it required a tremendous amount of self-restraint and thrift. But Templeton's radical steps led to radical results, and he was able to pay for his first home using cash. Now, although Templeton started out poor, he later became rich in his life, and that was it took him many years to get to that level. But all along, he never abandoned his hard work ethic and his thrift that had contributed to his great wealth. In later years, he drove a Rolls Royce, and he proudly declared that it was used. So he didn't buy new, he bought used. He was always thinking in a very calculated way. And so similarly, a calculated approach means prioritizing, saving, and investing. In contrast, what do most people do, right? They prioritize consumption and spending. And so it's no accident that the investing greats are prosperous while the multitudes are financially strapped. In a recent survey from Bankrate, they found that around 45% of consumers could survive only 3 months or less if they were forced to live off of their savings. It's just incredible. So instead of averting potential financial crisis, the uncalculating masses, they're basically inviting it and welcoming it into their lives. And so the first step to any rigorous and well-built overall financial plan should be to have an emergency fund that covers at least 6 months worth of expenses. This is going to provide you with short-term protection should you need to tap that money because it's due to a loss of a job or perhaps becoming disabled or another major setback. Now, those of you saying, well, I can't afford to save 6 months worth of expenses. Well, aim for 1 month. Start somewhere and then make 6 months your target, but you got to start somewhere. While it's best to avoid consumer debt, if you do have it, you're not necessarily doomed. You can still set aside a portion of your income for saving and investing, and you should, even if you have debt. You should absolutely pay yourself first. Pay yourself first no matter what. That's a good habit. And your debt, you can whittle away at that. Continue to pay it down, especially if you have high interest debt. But what I've seen is people that don't establish a calculated approach to their finances by saving and investing no matter what, even if they pay down their debt, guess what happens to these same individuals? They get back into debt because they never ever cultivated this habit of saving and investing at all times. So something that I think can help you is to set some goals. This is a very important aspect of cultivating this habit of being calculated. Here's just a couple of examples. Increasing the size of your investment savings by cutting unnecessary living expenses. That's a good start. How about improving your performance returns by reducing the drag of unnecessary investment costs. Maybe you've got some high fee funds that you haven't noticed or you've been ignoring. Maybe reducing those or eliminating those and replacing them with lower cost substitutes. That could be another way to be calculated. How about executing fewer trades in your portfolio, in your investments? Make sure the trades that you do are high conviction setups, and hopefully that will lead to a higher chance of profitability. Also, be aggressive about accumulating shares during a bear market. Something that can help with this is to make a grocery list of what you want to buy before the bear market arrives. So make your grocery list. Once it arrives, then you remember, oh, here are things that I wanted to own, but at lower prices. So these are some things that can help you be calculated in your approach and towards your finances and cause you to make decisions that increase the odds of a positive outcome. So what should you do as an investor? What are the key takeaways for you? Well, here they are. Start with an emergency fund that covers 6 months of your living expenses. Add a written retirement plan to the mix. If you're in the accumulation phase of your plan, you'll want to know what you're investing in. You'll want to know how much you need to save each year to hit your financial target in retirement. If you're in the deaccumulation phase of your retirement plan, well, then that should spell out what your retirement income sources are going to be and how to properly divest your assets, which accounts to be tapping first. And also you want to make sure you do some calculations to make sure that you don't outlive your assets. Also, having a written investment plan is crucial. That's different than a retirement plan because the investment plan, or as I like to call it, investment policy statement, deals with how to allocate and diversify your investments or assets. So it's going to describe what types of ETFs or stocks or whatever else that you're going to use in your actual portfolio. And it's going to help you know how much percentage should be split up into each one of those investments. It can also tell you which specific investments you'll avoid. So these are things that are all included in your investment policy statement. Also understand that a written investment and retirement plan without implementation is like an airplane without wings, right? What good is having it written down if you're not going to implement it or follow it? So that's a crucial aspect of this. And then declutter your portfolio. Get rid of those investments that aren't contributing to your bottom line. Maybe they're no longer compatible with your risk tolerance or your financial goals. So shed them. They're not benefiting you or helping you out in any way. And then finally, ask yourself before you make an investment or make a move, especially if it's a major move, how is this investment going to complement my overall portfolio? And you do that before, not after, but before you buy. So that's it. Hopefully I've helped you to have a better handle on what you need to do to have a more calculated approach with your investments. This is a great habit that all of us need to cultivate. Well, if you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe to ETFguide TV, hit the like button below, leave us a comment, and check out my grading service at portfolioreportcard.com. You can also buy my book, Habits of the Investing Greats. It's available at Amazon. Thanks for watching. I'm Ron DeLegge. We'll catch you next time.